Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 on the Create Mod series, where last time we built this big power plant, and in this video we are going to get geared up because this starter gear isn't it. I did make a diamond pickaxe, but that was to get some obsidian to prepare for this video. So I made 21 mechanical crafters and cleared out an area over here. The infinite water source is over there, so we can place these down here like this. No, hold on, need to bridge it up a bit. There we go. And now we can place them all like that. We do want 2 small cogs, so we just grab this one out and place that there. Right, there we go. And now if we have a depot there, I believe we might be able to put it here. And then just make sure that all of these arrows are facing the correct direction. There we go. And now it will craft into here. So, in terms of jetpacks, we've got technically 4 options. So, we obviously want the netherite jetpack, however, that requires the brass jetpack and the netherite ingot, and we have neither. So, to make the brass jetpack, this is the crafting recipe. It's fairly expensive, so we're going to start off with the steam engine. So we need a brass sheet, and then to repeat this stage 3 times. So we'll need 1 brass sheet, 3 small cogwheels, 3 large cogwheels, 3 propellers, and 3 andesite alloys. So let me just go prepare that, and then we can use this deployer that's currently just got some diamond grit sandpaper on, because why not? Let me just make that, and then we'll come back and produce the steam engine. Alright, we've got all the stuff now, so let's hope that it isn't going to go wrong. So first cogwheel, then large cogwheel, then propeller, then andesite alloy. Aha, there we go. Steam engine. Alright, now the next part is to excellent skills. Right, so the next part is we need 2 encased fans, which is another 2 propellers, 2 andesite casings, and 2 shafts. Alright, that's the 2 encased fans. Now what else do we need? We'll need 3 smaller cogwheels, so we can make those now. We have all of the brass and the andesite alloy. Alright, so it's now a case of just putting it all together. Steam engine in the middle, encased fans either side, this there, and then an andesite alloy here. Does it need redstone? Oh, yep. There we go. That was fast. Alright. And we've got a brass jetpack. Now, this thing requires both fuel and water. And as far as I'm aware, you can use lava and water as your fuel and, well, water. But they need tanks. Alright. So we'll need a large filling tank for the water, which is fairly cheap, so that just requires a fluid tank, which I believe is a barrel surrounded by copper. So let's just quickly create that, then we can make fluid tank, and then small filling tank, medium and large filling tank. And now that was the easy one. Now the fueling tank requires sturdy sheets, which require powdered obsidian and then lava pressed twice. And we need 12 of them in total. 4 for the small, 4 for the medium, and 4 for the large. So currently we've got 2 lava buckets, that will make 4. So we'll need quite a few more lava buckets, and this is what I got the obsidian for. So if we put this in the crushing wheels, it will give us powdered obsidian, and then sometimes it'll destroy 1 obsidian, other times it will give you it back. So, yep, and there we go. We might as well just run this to completion. But I will come back once I've made all the sturdy sheets, because it just comprises of pouring lava on these, pressing them down, and then repeating that a bunch of times, and I'll need to get more lava, and that'll just be pretty boring. I did add another floor on the elevator where we passed a lava pool in the first episode, so down there, if I can rotate, down there you can see that new redstone link, and that's just at the lava pool. But we'll fill up the tank in the nether because that lava pool's fairly empty. But yeah, I'll come back once I've made all the sturdy sheets. Alright, we got all 12 sturdy sheets now, and I made a fluid tank, so we can do this. Small fueling tank, medium fueling tank, and finally, large fueling tank. Now, if I remember correctly, yep, I just shift and hold right click, like this, and then if I put that on, do I need to hold? No, I don't. Alright, so this holds, I'm not sure what that is, but 3,200 water, maybe it's like 32 buckets or something, and this holds 1,600 water, so this should do 2 full refills. But obviously I'll fully fill it up once this is full, so we can do this. And then what we can do is we can go into the nether. Now we got 2 options in the nether. We can either, like, not tunnel down, but like staircase down to where the lava lake is, and then fill it up there, or we can create a pump system. Now, one of them I can be bothered to do, and one of them I can't be bothered to do right now. So we're going to staircase all the way down to the bottom. So I'll come back once we're down there, because it'll probably be pretty annoying to get down. Alright, the jetpack's filled now, so we just need to refill these last little bits. And there we go. Now we have the 2 filling tanks full, and we can use the jetpack. It is a bit annoying going up some stairs. Actually, no, never mind. I was going to say it's a bit annoying going up some stairs, but we can just hold down space. So yeah, the jetpack now allows us to fly. It obviously has a block limit, but if we hold shift, then we can hover in the air. We do move very slowly, which is the one drawback. However, you know, it's much better than what we had before. What's next on the list is either going to be a drill or going to be some diamond tools and diamond armor. Now, in terms of the diamond armor, what we can do is we can just craft it, and I've added a few mods which make villages slightly easier. So going over to one of our local villages, well, I say the mods that make villages slightly easier, mods that make everything easier, because I can come up to this cow, and if I'm not holding anything in my offhand, I can just pick him up, and then with the jetpack I can fly around. So it's a bit odd, but I'm fairly sure I can do the same thing with villagers. So hello, Mr. Farmer. Yep. This is called what do I call this? Job opportunity. Although, does he forget that he's a farmer? I think he's a bit confused. It's not every day you get picked up by someone who has a jetpack and taken like across a river. Yeah, let's take him back. So we can do this and get a few librarians. We'll probably want a villager breeder, if I'm being honest. Just a basic one. So then we can get the villagers that we need. So I will do that because that will take me a while, and I'll come back once I've got a basic villager set up. Alright, so I've been doing some work, and I've done 2 things. First things first is we've got a big wheat farm. So this makes the wheat to get the bread, and once again we're composting the seeds to make some more bone meal. But the more major progress is down here, using the tunnel board to dig out a bit of an area, we have got this. So I have abducted all the villagers from the village that is can't really see it, but there's one that's like over there and then one that's somewhere over there. But I've abducted all the villagers and brought them here, enough so that they actually spawn an iron golem. And then basically what we do is we will throw them bread, and then they'll breed, and just using this mod where we can pick one up, we can just pick them up, take them out, and like place them into whatever profession cell thing we need them. And then there's another cycling mod that we will use. Alright, so as we can see here, I built all of the cells. So the basic idea is grab a villager when you're not holding stuff in your offhand, place them in a cell and give them a workstation. And then obviously we can trade with them, but this is the mod that we've added, cycle trades. So I can basically just click this a bunch of times and it will cycle the trades. Now obviously it isn't very useful for this villager, but as soon as we get a librarian, it is so much better in order to like get whatever book you want, rather than having to break the thing, go back in, see what he wants. You just click and you click again. Now obviously once you've locked it in, then you can no longer cycle the trades. But for the time being, this is an amazing mod. I don't see why it's not in the base game, to be fair. But this is what I'm gonna be doing, and the basic idea for our playthrough is we're gonna be selling iron, selling iron to the toolsmiths, and we will have a weaponsmith and an armourer, just so then we can buy our diamond gear. So we'll just place them in here, like that. And then quite a lot of these will be toolsmiths, like probably along here, just so then we can sell a bunch of iron, and then the rest will be librarians and random miscellaneous villagers that we, you know, just need random stuff from. So that's what I'm going to be doing for a while. I'll come back to you once I've unlocked the full diamond tools and armour, and we will start on the librarians. Alright, so we've traded up to get diamond gear and stuff, so like I can put this on. I realised that I don't know if I'll use diamond helmet or not. I didn't buy diamond chestplate because we already have two, and then we got a full set of diamond tools. Now what we need to do is we need to make some librarians and start getting some books. I've been slowly feeding these villagers, that's why there's a lot of kids. Bread is very powerful when it comes to breeding villagers. Yep, they're making more, okay. So we'll start with the librarians. Honestly, I think we should do the librarians starting this side, just so then we can leave enough space for a bunch more toolsmiths down here, if needed. Like, I'm not sure if you'll ever need like that amount of emeralds in a day. But like, these are already getting up to 7 iron ingots per, and if it's 7 or more, then I'm like, nah, I'm not trading for that. So yeah, we'll get some librarians in, and hopefully one of the first few librarians has a bookshelf trade, so we don't have to murder an entire population of cows in order to make the lecterns. But we can make a few bookshelves like this. So yeah, I'll come back once we get any notable books. Alright, so one of the first few books we got is Digging. Now, this is an enchantment. I can't remember from what mod, but it's the same mod that adds the drills, and this basically expands out the drill to mine a 3x3 area, so we definitely want this. Alright, so I decided to lock in for a bit, and we've got all of these librarians, and then around here we have a lot more toolsmiths, but now we have a full set of enchanted diamond gear, including a helmet. Also, apparently you can put protection on jetpack. I didn't know you could do that. But yeah, this is all fully enchanted now, including the hoe as well. So what we want to do next is we want to make a drill. So with the stuff and additions mod, we can make a portable drill, which is, I mean, this looks pretty expensive, and that's because it is. So starting off, we need another steam engine, so that's a brass sheet, and then 3 sets of this. So let me just come and grab them. Alright, got all the stuff, now we just need to like that. And now we've got a steam engine. So next we need to make a brass drill head, and this is pretty cheap, just brass pickaxe and 4 andesite alloys and 4 more brass ingots. That's the brass drill head. And now just 2 more cogwheels and a brass ingot. So like this. And there, now we've got a portable drill. And if we grab some emeralds down at the first villager that we got, we can buy the digging enchantment and put this on the drill. So now it should mine a 3x3 area. Okay, good. It does also refuel from the filling tanks. We do probably want to get a second one, and I am going to look into the backpacks because I believe you can store fluids in backpacks. And I'm not sure if that's compatible with this or not. I'm hoping it's compatible because that would be very nice. Let me just do a little bit of research and I'll come back to you. Alright, so I've got the lava now, and my somewhat crazy idea is to make a diamond farm. So I've added a mod called Create Ultimate Factory. Now this adds, among many other recipes, a recipe to make automatic diamonds. So with 9 blocks of coal and a 1/10 of a lava bucket into a basin, compacting that with a lit blaze burner, we have a 35% chance of making a diamond. Now, blocks of coal are relatively easy to get, you just make coal. Now, how do we get coal automatically? Because obviously the tree farm makes charcoal. Well, if you haunt charcoal, it gives you coal. Don't ask me why that works, it just does. So, what we're going to do is we're going to build a tree farm, yet another tree farm, and then a cauldron based lava farm with like a dripstone and stuff, just because if I look at the normal recipe for lava in Created, it's just no. I'm not dealing with blaze cakes because they're a whole other can of worms with this cinder flower. You know, trying to make that, it's just balancing out lava, and yeah, I'm not about that. So we'll make a dripstone based lava farm and probably connect that to a decent sized tank as well, just so then we can have a lava in the base. And then combine that with a somewhat small wood farm, and we can make a diamond generator. So let me get started on the cauldron based lava farm. Alright, we've now got this spout in place, and then up here, this is where the lava will go. I'm not going to fill it up fully, simply because I can't be bothered bringing 64 buckets back and forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put like a few buckets here, and connect these pumps up to power, and then just let it slowly accumulate, and every so often with this spout grab some lava and then put it back into the system whilst I work on the tree farm part. Although I do realise that I probably want to, now that I'm looking at the size of this, I probably want to move this along a bit. This is using 64 cauldrons, which might be a bit overkill, but that does allow me to use lava for other farms, so it should be fine. But yeah, I'll definitely move this tree farm slightly over so we got enough space here to build the diamond generator. So let me just grab some lava and we'll continue with the time lapse. this should, in theory, be working. So if I add a chute to this, I've let the tree farm run for a bit, so it's gathered some logs and some saplings, and we've done the same bone meal system, so we've got the sticks down there, but obviously this time we're not collecting the logs. Now, what it does is the logs, they come up this trim, come out of this brass funnel, they get bulk blasted into charcoal, then they come into this item vault, which I'm realising I don't need. It's not a vault, it's a silo from the Create Connected mod, but yeah, it's basically just a vertical item vault, and then the charcoal gets dropped down here, gets haunted into coal, which then goes into this basin, which we've got the compactor on top, which compacts it down, gets taken out and placed on here, and then we've got this auto arm set to deposit into this basin and this blaze burner. Now I've set it to prefer first target, and its first target was this basin, so it will load up this basin fully and then put a coal in the blaze burner, so it should theoretically be much better. Yeah, there we go, that's what we want to see. So hopefully we should start to see our first diamonds be made. This needs to work fully. We've got plenty of lava coming in now, 13 buckets plus another bucket in here and another bucket in here. We haven't filled it up fully, but we can do that soon. I should probably do that now, to be fair, but I do want to watch this work. Yep, there we go. And that wasn't even enough. But it should be haunting fairly fast now. Why isn't this working? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, because it needs blaze burner to turn on. Now it's only a 35% chance that we'll actually get a diamond. So far we have not got a diamond. Might take a while. Yeah, we'll leave it running, and what we can do is we can put in our buckets here, grab out the lava, and then come up here and continue to place it down, and I'll just do this for a bit. Alright, we're giving it a quick, let's say, jump start, just giving it a bunch of oak logs from the other wood farm, and hopefully we'll produce some of our first diamonds, because I've put like a diamond in there from what I had over, just to see if that was an issue, but no, that wasn't an issue. Cool. Hey! Our first diamond. Wow. All of this effort for one diamond. But it's fine, because this farm will be running in the background. I am considering expanding this farm by one block, just for that bit of extra efficiency. Have we got any more diamonds? Hey, we got a second diamond, right? We're practically billionaires now. Oh, 3 diamonds, wow. Alright, I'm gonna let this run for a bit, else we get rich. Alright, I've let this farm run for quite a bit. We've got a very full lava tank and quite a lot of lava. And there's only 23 diamonds, however I did come back to there being a bunch of items on the ground because I forgot to put in a void upgrade in this drawer, so the sticks were full and preventing the entire farm from working. So that was not very good. But nevertheless, we do have some diamonds, not as much as I'd hoped for, so we're probably going to have to expand out the tree farm, either build a second or make this one bigger. Probably make this one bigger rather than... not sure, because I could very easily just expand out the drawers to come this way and then have another one here and maybe one here if I really want that many diamonds. But what we want to do for the rest of this episode is we want to get some netherite here, because all of these diamond tools are fine, but we want some more durability on it. So we're going to have to get netherite for the brass jetpack, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and for the diamond helmet, wherever that is, 10, there we go. So 10 netherite ingots, which means 40 ancient debris. Now I think there might be a netherite scrap recipe. if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, less than 1% chance from crushing nether bricks. So, theoretically, we could automate it. Practically, however, it's not. I'd have to be making netherrack, and yeah, that's not. Actually, no, you can haunt regular bricks. So yes, we can make a netherite farm, but I'm not going to do that this episode because that'll be pretty complex. So what we're going to do is we're going to make another drill like this one that is just really long, and then we'll run this drill for the first part in the nether, allowing us to make a tunnel for the much larger drill. Yeah, a tunnel to place down the much larger drill. So let me work on figuring out the size of the larger drill that I want, and I'll come back once it is been built. Alright, so I've been doing some work. So obviously we got this small one, and then we got this absolute behemoth. This is 128 blocks long, 4 stacks. No, not 120, it's 64. Wait, is it 128? No, I think it's just 64 blocks long. Yeah, that doesn't look like 128. Yeah, this one's 64 blocks long. 4 stacks of drills, it took ages for me to make. So what we'll do is we'll use this one to drill out a tunnel so that we can place this one down in the nether. Alright, and we're away building the first tunnel, and we've already got our first ancient debris. So we can line this up, and yeah, we'll get a lot. So currently we're digging a tunnel going like this, so we can dig it all the way like that, and I suppose we could sort of drill digging like this bit. Basically anywhere where there's black we can dig relatively safely. I'm a tiny bit worried that we'll skirt into... Nah, we won't. That'll be fine. So we just need to patch up the occasional bit of lava. Oh, yeah, look, more ancient debris. So yeah, when it comes to lava, it's fairly simple to patch up. You just place a block, and it should sort itself out. So this is what I'll be doing for the next, I don't know, hour or so. Getting a ton of ancient debris, so I will come back once we've got the ancient debris that we want, or once I get bored, I guess. Alright, that was a pretty successful mining session. So we've got 40 ancient debris there, and another 40 in our inventory, and I think I took all the ones out of here. Yes, so that is a stack and 16 ancient debris. Doesn't look like there's anything special we can do with it, except for, I guess, decorate with it, but we're not going to do that. So we're just going to blast them down into netherite scrap quickly by just placing them in here. One issue that we did run into is that this singular funnel doesn't seem to be enough to remove all of the netherrack. So I feel like we're going to have 3 more, so then every single time it moves one across. Like the theoretical maximum amount of netherrack we can get is 256. So that will be able to drop 256 each time, so I can make 3 more of those funnels quickly, like this, and they can all have netherrack. And I mean, we might want to get rid of flint. We can just put this in this filter as well, and then this should be better for sustained nether mining. Our ancient debris should be cooked up now. Yes, and that is a stack of 16 netherite scrap. So let's quickly just grab out all the gold that we have acquired. Somehow we don't quite have enough gold. Just go back into the nether for a second, and I'll just mine a bit more gold. Alright, we've got plenty of gold now, so we can make all 20 netherite ingots. However, I do think we need the upgrade template. I think this is the version, I'm not quite sure. Yes, we do. Alright, so that means that we need to go exploring in the nether. Actually, I think we can add it to the jetpack. I think all we need is a tank, I believe. Yes, there we go. let's say netherite jetpack, so that adds more protection. I don't think it upgrades the jetpack in any way, but you know, that's fine. Right, now we need to get the smithing template, and this is partially the reason why I built a diamond farm, so then we can actually have enough diamonds to like duplicate all the smithing templates. So let me go explore in the nether for a bit. Alright, I'm not entirely sure what I found here. It looks like a desert temple, however, it seems to have the same loot chests as bastions, so I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Feeding upgrade. Alright. This is very interesting. Like, I was looking on the map, I was like, there's no bastions generating, or at least I don't see any, and I saw some like purple stuff over here, and I was like, what the hell is that? So I came over to investigate, and well, I guess I found it. I did get the wall pigs achievement, so I mean, maybe this is a bastion, but we've got a lot of smithing templates, so I mean, we should be fine. Yeah, enchanted golden apples, you know, we're doing good, we're doing good. We can definitely say that. Let's just see what else is in here. Oh wow. Oh okay, so yeah, there's a lot of loot. Alright, I'll finish those netherite blocks. Right, I'll finish off looting this, and then we'll come back once I've got everything, because this looks like a lot. Alright, so I'm back from the nether, and I also found the bastion on the way back, so I looted that as well, but we have quite a few smithing templates, way too much netherite. This is not including the netherite that we obtained, this is just the netherite that we got from the thing, so that's 40 ingots, plus another 15 in scrap, nearly a stack of gold blocks, over a stack if you include the gold nuggets, 23 blocks of brass, 43 blocks of andesite alloy, 4 blocks of zinc. Like, it's totally insane. And then we got all this gear in here, like, what the hell. I did manage to get a soul speed free from the when I raided the bastion, so we can come down here and apply this to the boots at 27 levels. Wow, that was expensive. Alright, there we are. Technically in full netherite armour, although this doesn't really count. Yeah, we got full netherite gear now, but yeah, I think for the last part of this video it'll just be finishing off the roof on this and building probably another 2 of these wood farms on here. So let's work with that now. Alright, so I've finished this now, and I've been AFK for a bit. We now got 65 diamonds. This is definitely faster. I'm not sure what the trader llama's doing, or where the wandering trader is, to be honest. Is he around here? Nope, don't see him. Guess we'll never know. But yeah, so I've expanded out the tree farms, building another 2 of those, and then we just brought these storage straw trims to come over here. And this has been working fine, because literally there's no difference to this part of the system, it's just this extension over here, and then we got a nice little roof going over the lava farm. In keeping with the rest of the base, I tried to make the design the same as this, just obviously I needed to raise it up a bit more. But yeah, that should be enough for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.